Good morning, everyone. So we have espionage, double agents, spies, Iranians, MI5 warnings. Guys, it's all going down in the United Kingdom. So it's come out about a double agent, well, a potential double agent working for the Royal Signals. And I'll come on to that in a minute because I think there's more to this story than initially meets the eye. Or the media are being kept quiet, or the media are being kept in the dark about the true, the true depth of this. But let's just quickly recap on what the MI5 chief, the new guy, said yesterday. I did a video about it yesterday, guys, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But basically, the MI5 chief, I mean, he looks about 12. He's come out and he said, there's a serious threat to the United Kingdom from opposing state actors, namely the Russians and the Iranians. I think this main threat is from the Russians, but in today's world with the alliances between Russia and Iran, it kind of doesn't matter whether whether these threats are from Russia or Iran, because you can kind of use these interchangeably now, like you can use the CIA and MI6 interchangeable. Like you can use the United States or United Kingdom, their special forces are interchangeable, by which they both share the same target packs, they both have the same people of interest, and they share that workload. And, they do. It's well documented that they share that workload. The most interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? One that's out there that you guys can search yourself is the way that the British intelligence services and the American intelligence services work together. By in each constitution, it said that they couldn't spy on their own citizens, but for example, MI6 could spy on American citizens, and the American intelligence services, CIA or whatever departments you want to call them, they could spy on the British citizens. So what they did is they just swapped caseloads over and said, right, you guys are American, we're working in the same office, you guys spy on our guys and we'll spy on your guys. And that's kind of how they circumvented that legislation. So when you hear these things, it's either the Iranians or the Russians. It's kind of a common enemy now, and these people are interchangeable. Remember, the main threat from the United Kingdom is going to come from, Russia. That's why we're going to see this kind of diversions from supporting Israel, and you're slowly starting to see that. And as things build up, you'll see it more and more. I think the most telling one is most recently when the Iranians attacked Israel. The RAF, I don't know what jets they were. I'm going to assume they were Typhoons. But the RAF jets went up to intercept these missiles, but they didn't actually do anything. And it was documented quite openly that the RAF, I think it was Typhoons, the RAF jets went up to intercept, but they didn't actually do anything. So in that context, you're slowly starting to see this diversions whereby the United Kingdom will be focusing predominantly in Russia. Sorry, guys, it's early morning again, and I'm still not fully caffeinated. So let's go straight onto the share screen then. I'll give you this about this double agent that's just been caught. And I'll tell you what, there's more to this. I don't know what it is, but there's certainly more to it. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. So this is him, guys. Daniel, I think that's pronounced Khalifa. So Daniel Khalifa, soldier accused of prison escape, picked up £1,500 from Iranian handlers in dog poo bag. I'm not sure why they're putting dog poo bag. While that's supposed to add more depth to the story. Anyway, so this guy here, I'm told this is him. Obviously, I've never met him. Daniel Khalifa. He's got Iranian heritage, I think. Let me find out. Yeah. So Khalifa joined the British Army 2 weeks before his 17th birthday. So he joined early, which, I did, but had no real intention to simply get his head down and began to think about espionage, prosecutor Mark Haywood, KC, said. So this guy, he's joined the military. He then contacts the, I'll read this here, guys. He uses fake names and different photos as he contacted someone connected with the Islamic Republican Guard Corps. in April 2019, weeks after he passed his security clearance. So I don't know about you guys, but when I was in the military, I didn't know anyone from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. I didn't, I just didn't have anyone. I didn't have anyone from the IRGC on speed dial. I didn't know how to contact them. And, the fact that he could contact them, that's a really big thing because, it's not like they have a recruiter. Well, they may do, but it's not like they have an open recruiting office in London somewhere where you can just go in and say, hi, guys, I'm thinking about a career change. I want a career in espionage. So that needs more exploration, how he managed to contact these people. And then it goes on and on and on. It talks about he collected £1,500 in a poo bag when he went for a walk. Now, when you think about these numbers, £1,500, that's what it took to recruit a spy, from the IRGC side. Obviously, this didn't go down right. But when you think, we're led to believe, and I say this all the time, we're led to believe that these spies, they have Aston Martins, they have fancy suits. The reality is they don't. And this guy here, he's now got military clearance. So £1,500, I'd say that's a high sum of money that they would pay because he's in the military, he's got security clearance. Again, his rank would be relatively low, but that is how you want to get people. You want to get people in the foundations. You want to pay them a small amount, and then you just want to work with them as they get promoted, as they go through the chain. And then by the time, maybe in 5, 10, 15 years, they have somebody of relatively high rank. And, once you get someone on the lower levels, you can say, okay, Daniel, we want to push you, you need to start pushing your career into crypto, the encryption cell, or you need to start pushing yourself into, into special forces, or, what I mean? They will try and push you in certain directions where they want you to go. So the following day, there it is, guys. So Khalifa's mum was from Iran. So I'm more interested in this article about who his mum is, because obviously you've got the Iran connection there with his mum. How did he get the numbers from the IRGC? Where is that? Because I certainly wouldn't know how to contact them. Later in communications, Khalifa discussed booking a flight to Turkey and a hotel. It was suggested he should travel to Istanbul because it needs to look like a holiday, the jury heard. Khalifa, who was born in Kensington, southwest London, was told he mustn't go to the Iranian embassy in London on Princess Gate. And we have planned for all details. Do not worry about the expenses, the court was told. So here you've got a perfect example, of how espionage really works in the real world and how easy it is to recruit these people. So let's just look at the facts here. £1,500 is the amount of money we were told was being spent by, it's claimed the IRGC. Just think how many £1,500, a government like Iran can forecast, can, give out to people. Maybe some of those people are not going to become spies, but this is what they're just fishing at this point. They're fishing. Maybe they'll give that out to a lot of people. And as soon as you take that money as well, you have, these Iranians, of course, they'll be taking pictures of you. They'll be the Iranians, they'll be putting what's the word I'm looking for? In the opposite terms, you'd call it a security blanket. They'll be looking at them to blackmail you. So once Daniel Khalifa goes to collect this money, this £1,500, he will then be photographed by someone. And again, it's not unusual now for people to be taking pictures with camera phones. It's not unusual for people to be live streaming. It's not unusual for anyone to have a mobile device out, in this part, in this time where we're living in now. Back when I was in the military, if somebody had a camera, you would spot them straight away. So you had to do covert photography. But now I guess you do covert photography. So this guy, Daniel Khalifa, someone will have taken a picture of him. They will have put together a blackmail pack. So if he decides for whatever reason he doesn't want to work for the IRGC anymore, they'll just say, look, we've got you here. We've got pictures of you collecting money from us. We've got communications from you saying that you will do X, Y, and Z. Now, if you don't want to work for us for money, then guess what? You're going to work for us for free. And that's how you start to blackmail people. And so many people are compromised by this. You know, so many people have this, you know, like this guy, Daniel Khalifa. I think he was a little bit of a fantasist. I don't think he really knew what he was doing. I don't think he knew what he was getting into. But, you know, you've got then the, you know, they're telling him then to go to Istanbul to make it look like a holiday. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. When he met with his agents or his handlers face to face, they will have given him strict instructions what to do. And then there would have been no more communication. There would have been no more electronic trace. There would have been nothing else that could have been held back to this person. Now, this is one that we're finding out about. Remember what the MI5 chief said yesterday, and what I've been saying for months and months and months. There will be these criminal gangs, these paid criminal gangs now working on the streets in the United Kingdom, working on the streets in Europe, in the United States. Because, you know, we have a lot of people that have come to this country in the last couple of years who don't share our values. Now, would it be easy to recruit them into some sort of criminal gang that does some sort of criminality? Well, they came here illegally, so their first step into the United Kingdom, they were a criminal. So, you know, it could be argued, yes. I don't really see the argument opposed to that. From a recent article, I can't remember who did it, but I think it was like, oh, sorry guys, let me get my banner on. I can't remember who did it, but there was an article out. I'll try and link it in the description. But they're saying that a third of the people that have been put in the hotels, you can't call them migrants. A third of the people that have come to the hotels have vanished. So where have these people vanished to? That is a huge number, you know, a huge number. A third of those people vanish. Where do they go? Who's paying them? Who's housing them? Have they gone into a criminal underworld? Are they paid for by, you know, the Iranians? Are they paid for by the Russians? Who's paying these people? What are they doing? You know, and these are the people that could very easily just be persuaded for, you know, if the going rate for a serving soldier is £1,500, what do we think the going rate to pay someone that's homeless? What do we think the going rate to pay a migrant is that's failed their, visa application or asylum test or whatever it is? How much money do you think is being pumped into the United Kingdom right now into these areas? Guys, I think, well, I have to say I think because of legal reasons, but I think what we're being told is that not even the tip of the iceberg. I think we're being told we've been shown the flag on the top of the iceberg. I think this goes a lot deeper, a lot more, you know, a lot deeper. I think people should really be focusing on Keir Starmer, on Lord Ali, where those guys made their money, their connections, who they associate with, who they have associated with, you know. And the reason, one of the reasons why people could be saying that this is not happening is because the whole system's corrupt. Guys, anyway, I'm going to mag to grid now. I'll get you another video later. There is espionage operating on our streets, and it's a lot cheaper than people think.